college. But if you want to have a career, you have to be among the top 2,000 of the country. How many of you want to be among top 2,000 of the country? Now, how many of you study daily 4 hours? How long is a movie in Tamil? So so you were studying just 1 hour extra than a person who is watching a movie. That won't give you a 2000 rank. To get a 2000 rank, you have to double your efforts today, not tomorrow, today. You have to go today back to your house, you have to open your books, and you have to double your efforts. You can study 5 hours and still double your efforts. But you have to be very concentrated among those whole 5 hours, and you have to do it every single day from now on. If you are in class 9, you'll have to do it for 1000 days. If you are in class, say class 10, you'll have to do it for 900 days. If you are in class 11, you'll have to do it for 600 days. If you are in class 12, you have to do it for 300 days. Remember, for the next 300 days, you have to double your efforts if you want to get into the top 2000 of the country. How many of you have seen IIT JEE paper? Like all questions of IIT JEE paper, how many of you have done that? You're in class 12, right? So we have only 2 people who have seen the IIT JEE paper. How will you complete that paper if you have not seen it now? Go today, go to internet, open an IIT JEE paper, see every question of it. See how many of those concepts can you understand. But remember that that is an IIT paper which you have to solve maybe after 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. And to solve that paper, you have to know that paper inside and out. You have to see that paper at least 100 times before you sit before the exam. And that is only when you'll overcome this fear of that paper and you'll get into IIT. But how many of you are willing to do something extra than a top 2000 ranks? Only handful of people want to do. Everyone, come on, raise up your hands. You have to do something extra. So what extra? You know how many of the country's students get into computer? How many forms, different disciplines of engineering do you know? I want people to stand up and tell me. Tell me different types of engineering you know. Stand up and tell me. Shout at the highest of your voice. Anybody knows mechanical engineering? What is mechanical engineering? Somebody stand up and tell me the answer. Let me see who are the most courageous people in this room. Okay, so mechanical engineering is the study of mechanics. It's how things work in a broader level. And it converts to everything. It starts from machines, it starts from fluids, it starts from structures. This house, how do you know if there is a cyclone, will this house fall or not? How will this house move? All of that is mechanics. And that is covered under mechanical engineering. How do you know if this water in this bottle, if I turn this bottle upside down, how do you know how the water will move? That is the mechanics of water, and that is covered in the mechanical engineering. Now there is another form of engineering which I think Sasi Varnan, who will be speaking, he covered, which is electrical engineering. Electrical engineering covers how current comes into your fans, your lights, how current is powering that camera device, how current is doing everything in this world. So everything that runs on electricity, it has a connection towards electrical engineering. Then there is computer science engineering. How many of you know computer science engineering? Come on, raise your hands. Right, computer science engineering from IIT is the creamiest of the country. And do you know how many people get into computer science engineering in the top 5 institutes? The top 5 institutes that ma'am told you, IIT Bombay, Delhi, Madras, Kanpur, Kharagpur, these 5 top IITs, how many seats are there for computer science engineering? Any guesses? You have to stand up and tell me the answer. Stand up and tell me the answer. Come on, stand up. You have to be brave. Yes. 500, good guess. There are roughly around 300 seats in IIT for computer science engineering. And those 300 people are called the cream of the country. If you want to go from here and become the cream of the country, you have to do something extraordinary. And I'll tell you what that extraordinary thing is. Every day morning, you'll have to wake up. You'll have to look into the mirror and you'll have to say to yourself that myself, Nirmalya Panigrahi, will be a computer science student in IIT Madras, IIT Delhi or IIT Bombay. You have to say that to yourself every day. And then the person in the mirror will ask you this question. Hey, how can you have scored just 30% in the last exam. How will you become a computer science engineer? You have to promise yourself that every exam you take in your life, you will do every other question. Any question which will stop you should not stop you twice. It's not a crime to be wrong, but it's a crime to be wrong twice on the same question. So if anybody of you wants to be the cream of the country and take a place from today, now, this moment on, that you will solve every question that is possible to be solved, and you will commit to yourself, not to me. This, if you want to be in 200, you have to be truthful to yourself. You cannot be truthful to me. Don't make a promise to me. Don't make a promise to your parents. Don't make a promise to your teachers. Make a promise to yourself that you will become a computer science engineer from IIT Madras. You'll solve the toughest question that exists, and you'll come out successful. And only then you'll be able to become the cream of the country, and the cream of the country have their own regards. So I was talking you that how many of you have topped the school. There are a few of you who have topped your school. There are only a very little few who have topped the state. But the cream of the country do not only top the country, they top the world. All the people you have, Parag Agarwal, you have Sundar Pichai. Sundar Pichai, we had a discussion with Sundar Pichai. So Sundar Pichai came from IIT Kharagpur, and I must tell you, he was not even among the top 2000 of the country. He did metallurgical engineering when he was in IIT Kharagpur. But that man had a motivation. In 1996, the first computer science lab was opened in IIT Kharagpur, only for computer science engineers. But the person who ended up spending the most time in that lab was a graduate from metallurgical engineering. No computer science student sat in the lab for more than 2 hours, because you have a 2-hour lab session for computer science student. But this guy Sundar Pichai sat in this lab for around 5 hours, 6 hours a day after completing his classes. So that is the level of motivation he had. He knew that he is going to become the CEO of a big company by the time he had left IIT Kharagpur. Because after leaving IIT Kharagpur, he directly went into MBA, he joined a company, climbed the stairs, became the CEO of the company, became one of the best, highly respected people in the whole world. So to become the cream of the country also means that you will become a global leader in whichever field you want to be. See, people like you sitting in this bench today will rule the world. We are meant to rule the world. It is with us, it is our destiny to rule the world. But you need to have that dream. You need to look at my face and tell me, yes, I will be the leader of this world. I will do this thing better than anybody else. People who are sitting beside you, right? You have to defeat them. And not by physically. You have to mentally defeat them, and you have to have that self-confidence among yourself. You have to look in my eyes and tell me, promise me today that we will be an IIT. I'll tell you, it is easy enough to be a topper of AIMS and a topper of IIT JEE at the same time. In fact, my senior, in 2015, he cleared for AIMS Delhi, which is one of the topmost institutes. All medical aspirators will know. And he also had a 300 rank in IIT JEE. Remember, going to AIMS Delhi means top 50 of the country in medical aspirants and top 300 in IIT JEE aspirant, and that is possible. Because it's the same thing, it's physics, chemistry, biology and mathematics, right? You can study all 4 of them. There is nobody who can come and say me that I am good in biology but I am bad in mathematics. You are not bad in mathematics. You have not convinced yourself that you are good in mathematics. You are good in everything that you will do from today on. So finally, I'll end my speech, been too long. How many of you promise me today that you will at least try to be among the top 200 of the country? How many of you? What is the rank you want to be? Like, will it be among, like, say, which is the IIT rank? Is it computer science engineering you want, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, or civil engineering? Which engineering you want? South, the name of the engineering you want to be in. So everybody here will go, and today, from this second on, what's the time now? It's 10:50, 25th of December, Christmas. The year is 2022. Promise to yourself, get yourself a new diary, write there your name, write the date, and promise yourself that you will become a computer science engineer in IIT. IIT is possible, and I think my friends here will tell you how great IIT is. The journey there is going to be marvelous. Every day of that you're going to cherish. You're going to sit with the best people in the country. You're going to come back from IIT as one of the best people in the world. But for that, you have to promise me today, you have to work, you have to double your efforts. For the next 3 years, You'll have to put in all that you have so that you can enjoy for the next 30 years. I think a ma'am who spoke before me, he told a quote from Vivekananda that sleep not till your dreams are finished. So rise, awake, and sleep not till you have achieved your dreams. Because dreams are not things that you see when you sleep at night. What you sleep, when you sleep and see what you sleep and see at night, those are all the ideas that you have accumulated over the years. If you're actually dreaming, right, you should be dreaming now. You should be doing your dreams in the daytime. Because dreams never allow anybody to sleep. If there is a dream in your heart, you should be awake and you should be fighting to achieve it. So great. Stop not till you are successful. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And all the best to everyone. I see a IITian in everybody here. And I want to meet you maybe 3 years, 4 years down the line. And you should greet me as IITian, computer science engineer from so and so IIT. Thank you. Thank you all.